kabooey is right here, right? The big kabooey, the big kabooey, the big kabooey is letting go of the past. You cannot change if you do not let go of the past. How are we going to do that, Joe? How are we going to let go of the past? I can only tell you what I did, and it might work and it might not work. Here we go now. Here we go now. Let's get up in this flow with me, your host, Joe. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening today. And another thanks I want to give before we start the show is to Chris Loparco. His Instagram is a_story_told_book. And he is the author, and he's also a comic book illustrator of a story told, which you can get on Amazon right now at a reduced price. So Chris Loparco has been with me since the beginning when I started this journey about 8 weeks ago. And I just wanted to give him a shout out to just really and truly appreciate him. And also, I would love to give my neighbor a shout out, Miss Faye Maxwell, who is a longtime retired school teacher. She has been a faithful listener as well. So thank you both. I greatly appreciate you. And you guys keep me motivated to keep going as I'm having so many growing pains. But just when you reach out, let me know you're listening. It truly lets me know to keep going. So I appreciate you. And also, I want to give a special thanks to my new team member, guys. I was able to add a new team member because without his help, I don't know how much longer I could continue. I mean, I was going to continue, but I mean, the quality of the show, I don't think I would have much growth in the future if I continue going down the path that I'm going down with the low quality of content and the very few clips I am able to post on social media as a mom. So always know what you can handle and be able to delegate the rest. And I am so thankful that Cyclops Tech, who is also available on Fiverr, and his Instagram is Cyclops Tech 23. Everything will be plugged in the description below. And his website is arc4na.org. He is our new audio engineer and also shorts editor. So everyone who sees shorts on social media and everything, always think about my boy. Yes, the Cyclops Tech. I'm so excited. Thank you. And another shout out I want to give is to my children. I am very thankful for my children. My son left beautiful scribbles on my notes today. He woke up in the middle of the night because I was taking notes as I fell asleep. So my notes were right next to my head, and he climbed in bed and decided to get busy with writing. And I love it. So, and it's these things, these scribbles on these pages that make me smile, give me joy, and yeah, just am ultimately just grateful. I love it. All right, now let's get into today's episode. Finally, right? Yes. So, guys, I have been talking a lot about cultivating self-awareness, emotional intelligence, just a lot of different things, resilience. And ultimately, you have to be able to change to implement these things, right? We have to be able to change. So let's get into it. Let's talk about change. We're going to talk about, matter of fact, just get a notebook, man. And if you're driving in your car, have safe travels. But please come back and listen to this and have a notebook ready if you're really interested in, growing together with me. I really dove into this episode and I really dove into these tips and I put my heart into it. So I really would like you all to just implement some of the things. Implement what works for you. Throw away the rest, right? That's my motto for life, especially with learning and gaining wisdom from others and learning through others. I take what I know that I can implement and then, the rest is for maybe somebody else. So let's get into it. The nature of change. Change is constantly present in our life, and it's inevitable. There's no getting around change. And there's different types of changes in individuals that you may encounter, right? Right now, I'm going through a huge life change that I'm not quite ready to discuss yet on the podcast, but maybe in due time I will as we get to know each other. But it's change. I have a lot of adjusting to do. It's inevitable. And I have to be prepared for it and I have to be open to it. Just like you. When change comes into your life, maybe it's at work, maybe it's change in your parenting style, maybe it's a change in a lifestyle, change in anything. Are you open to that change? Or are you going to resist it? Because there's potential impact on our personal growth and professional growth if we embrace change. And so to embrace the nature of change, I wrote down 3 tips for this. So make sure you write this down. And I didn't write the tips down. I thought about it. I put my heart into it. I asked God, what would be good tips that I could provide, that I do for my audience to implement? And what I came up with was 1, accept that change is inevitable and a natural part of life. Accept that change is inevitable and a natural part of life. Number 2, embrace a mindset that sees change as an opportunity for growth and learning. Number 3, stay open to new possibility and perspectives. A lot of the times we are quick to close off other people's perspectives. I've always been an open-minded person, but when I was younger, teenage years to early adult, early 20s, some people's perspective I just wasn't open to, right? But you never know. Everybody's perspective is different, unique, in their own. And it might be something that's quite different than yours that could open your eyes to a new opportunity to accept the change. Now let's talk about understanding resistance, right? And what do I mean for that? Because it's common for a lot of people to resist change. We don't like change because the place that we're in is comfortable to us. It's hard to stretch out of your comfort zone. And by the way, before I go any further, if you have any children, my daughter and I just were a part of the inaugural Confident Child Conference. It was the virtual event, and in a couple of weeks, we will be at the live event. So there was a book released by a 9-year-old boy and his mother, Dr. Anne Marine, and it is called Emmanuel and Polka Dot, Best Friends Conquer Kindergarten. And so I already got my copy of the book, and my children and I read the book. So it's a great book for children just starting first day of schools. And I don't think it matters what grade. The book has power on teaching children how to step outside of their comfort zone. It has great exercises to teach children how to step outside of their comfort zone. And also, we as adults can use the tips from that book to stretch outside of our comfort zone and embrace new opportunities and embrace change. So definitely go over to Amazon, get that book. It's already #1 best-selling. So congratulations to Dr. Anne Marine and Emmanuel Wabazor on that accomplishment and for creating such a powerful book, because my children and I truly enjoyed it. Now, back to the show topic. It goes into the fear of the unknown. We're fearful naturally. We're human because we don't know what's going on, especially if we're like a type A person and we're used to things being structured. We're used to schedule. We're used to know what's going on. We're used to knowing what our day is going to be before we even start the day, right? But what if you didn't? Are you going to embrace it? Take on a day to see what opportunities are coming your way? Or are you going to just freak out, sit down, and just be an anxious worrywart the whole time? Right? So that's another key in understanding resistance, and also the loss of control and the desire of stability. The loss of control and the desire of ability, because we all want to be in control, especially in control of our life and in control of what's going on. But sometimes life gets to life, and honey, and there's no way you can control it. There's no way you can change it. So just embrace the change that's coming your way and handle it the best way you can. Be open to that change. And so 3 tips I wrote down. I want you to write down also for understanding resistance. Reflect on the reasons behind your resistance to change. #1. #2, challenge your fear of the unknown by gathering information and seeking understanding. And #3, practice self-compassion and patience as you navigate through resistance. A lot of times we forget to give ourselves grace when we're doing the best that we can. And we're our hardest critics, so it'll feel like it's not the best that you can do. But sometimes that 40% is all you can give when you're fearful and stepping into the unknown, but you're doing it anyway. Right? So practice that. Practice self-compassion. Practice patience. Give yourself some self-talk in the mirror. Write down some powerful I am statements to get you through those times. And embrace uncertainty by developing a growth mindset, cultivating stability and flexibility, and finding those opportunities in uncertainty. By #1, focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. Cultivate adaptability by being open to new ideas and approaches. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded in the present moment amidst uncertainty. What was that viral video? I don't want to act too high and mighty, 'cause tomorrow I might fall down on my face. Lord, I thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain, 'cause it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Hey. So stay grounded, practice mindfulness. Yes. And that's one way that I do that. I love keeping that song in my head. Yes. So find things like that that keep you grounded, especially when you don't think you're going to make it through the change. Just know you're not alone. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is my key to joy. And overcome fear and self-doubt. How many of you have self-doubt? I do too. And a lot of times when I do, I take the belief from others in me until I believe in myself the way that they do. Right? Because others, a lot of the times, see things in us that we don't see ourselves. I know. All right. Yeah, I have fun with these episodes. Again, I am so grateful, so thankful that you are here listening. Hopefully, I can put a smile on your face as well. And I hope I don't bore you, but if I do, whatever. If you're over on YouTube, please take this time now, as I made just that tiny break. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, and please share it. Share it to somebody that you know might need to hear something like this. Share it with somebody who, sometimes these things are meant for people who just have that stick up their rear end, and sometimes can't get it out. It's like, just loosen up just a little bit, So, my tips on overcoming fear, self-doubt, what I was just saying, I've learned over the past year or two the power of self-talk. It's pretty powerful, right? And we've probably been doing it for a long time. We just haven't been conscious of it. And just start doing it consciously. Just speak to yourself positively in a nice way, the way you speak to others. Speak to yourself in that same manner. Identify and challenge your limiting beliefs. Overpower the negative self-talk. Reframe it with the positive self-talk. And if you're unsure of how to talk to yourself positively, go to YouTube. You're already on YouTube right now. If you're listening by video and not by audio, go over to YouTube. Type in positive self-talk. Listen to it as you're driving, getting dressed, going to sleep. I do listen to I am statements as I'm going to sleep, because I like for my unconscious mind, when I'm drifting away, to still hear those positive things. So, it becomes a natural thing. Break down your larger goals or your larger changes into manageable steps. Have you all ever heard that African proverb that it starts off as a question? How do you eat an elephant? You just eat the whole thing at one time? No, we don't don't eat an elephant that way. One small bite at a time. One small bite at a time, and eventually the elephant's going to be eaten, right? And to my vegetarians or vegans that's listening, I'm sorry. I love that metaphor, though, so I use it. And then, as you break those down, don't forget to celebrate your small wins, your small victories, right? I mean, when something small happens, and it's something very small to other people, but in my eyes, it's huge because I know it's one step closer to my end goal. So, and if we don't celebrate the small wins, we'll always be in a disappointed phase. We'll always be sad or frustrated, and you get burnt out. You won't want to continue pushing toward the goal that you have set for yourself. So break them down into smaller steps. Celebrate those small victories and celebrate them however you want to know how to do a dance in the living room. Shoot, go treat yourself to a solo lunch, and whatever you like, celebrate. In doing this, it builds resilience. In change, you build resilience. And there's a few strategies that I have to building resilience and inner strength. Like, I went back and thought about the times when I was going through big changes. Resilience started to build in my spirit and my inner strength. How did I get through that? And this is what I came up with. Cultivate a system of friends, family, or mentors who can provide guidance and encouragement. Because that is what you're going to need. And don't be afraid to ask for the guidance or encouragement. Practice self-care. So during this big change that I'm going through, the beginning of the year, I got back into working out. And now I started with the intense workout, and I started with a group of women. But this last month, I've built up that habit of waking up every day early and working out and getting the day started, that I got to a point where I can do it on my own now and still get it done, but do exercises that I enjoy doing, which is yoga. I love yoga, mindfulness, peace, great time to meditate. And this is essential during the times of change. Number 3, learn from the setbacks. And again, view them as opportunities to grow. God says it even in His Word. He not only put us here for joy and comfort, but He also put us here to experience pain. And what's one of the things that He talks about most in the book of Proverbs? Wisdom. I believe wisdom is mentioned over 200 times in the Bible. So above all things, make sure you learn from these setbacks and you see what opportunities you get out of it for growth. And finding opportunities in change, you can look at individuals who've embraced change and achieved success. You can adapt to new circumstances and seize opportunities. And so the number 1 tip I wrote down for it was stay curious and open-minded. Look for the silver linings. and positive aspects that change can bring. Like a friend told me a while back, look at it as a new adventure, right? So I'm going to look at it as a new adventure instead of what my other mind wants me to think about it, right? So yes, always try to stay optimistic about the things that we're going through when we're experiencing big change and we want to change to better ourselves. The big kabooey is right here, right? The big kabooey is letting go of the past. You cannot change if you do not let go of the past. How are we going to do that, Joe? How are we going to let go of the past? I can only tell you what I did, and it might work and it might not work, right? Because we're individuals. But it doesn't hurt to give it a shot. Be open to this, right? Practice forgiveness. Release attachments to the past experience or mistakes. Focus on the lessons learned from the past rather than dwelling on the regrets. And cultivate gratitude. Be thankful for the pain because you learned from it, you let it go, you forgave. You are now growing to be the best you that you can be for today, for the present moment, and for your future. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold me back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam that door. Close that door, baby. Let it go. Don't let it rob you of your future. Let it grow. Cultivate the change. Anna said it best. And again, seek that support. Seek that support. And so I mentioned several ways earlier, right? Another way is you can join communities or groups that share similar experiences or goals. One of my experiences with this was when I was going through my speaker training program. Our mentor said, get an accountability partner. So heck, I created a whole group of accountability partners. Different people, all walks of life, all different ages, beautiful souls, all trying to accomplish the same thing. But we did it together. And it's so beautiful. And seeking that support, you build long-lasting friendships, relationships, mentorships. So, because a lot of my accountability partners I see as mentors. I learn a lot from them while we have a friendship at the same time. So that's one way that you can do it, is to take action, join a community, and work together on that goal. Consider working with a coach or mentor who can provide guidance and accountability. Goes straight into what I just said. So I don't know why I wrote that down again, but it's okay. Y'all still love me? Yes, it's okay. Awesome sauce. So, Going into our last two talking points, mindset shifts. Shifting from a resistant mindset to an open and positive mindset, cultivating a mindset of curiosity and learning, and embracing change as the opportunity for personal growth. Embracing change as an opportunity for personal growth. That's huge. That's huge, because we can see change as negative and resist it because we're comfortable. I challenge you to stretch outside of your comfort zone. See what awaits you. And I'm speaking to myself as well. So, surround yourself with positive influences and inspirational resources like the Flow with Joe podcast. So if you know anyone going through big changes today, please refer them to the Flow with Joe podcast. I would appreciate it. Thank you. And just embrace personal growth. It will be hard to embrace change if we aren't willing to embrace personal growth, because inevitably that's what comes with change. If you go about change thinking negatively about it, resisting it, what kind of results do you think you're going to get? And if you see change that way for the rest of your life, I don't think it's going to be a very satisfying life. I think you will probably get to your 80s and have a lot of things that you regret. So just think about it. Think about embracing personal growth with that change and seeing it as new opportunities, seeing it as an adventure. Yeah. So, with that, set clear and achievable goals during this time of change. That'll also help you keep functioning if it's a type of change that isn't one you're proud of. It'll help you keep moving. It'll help you keep growing, right? And that's the kind that I'm almost personally going through right now. I have to set those achievable and personal goals through my change to help me keep moving, to help me keep going, right? To help me get those new opportunities. So develop that plan, break it down. And when you break it down, think about that elephant. Think about eating it in small bites. And each time you achieve that goal in a small bite, knowing you're working your way to your bigger goal, celebrate that ick, okay? Celebrate it. You have your permission, my permission, the world's permission to celebrate you, celebrate your growth, to change, right? But also, and most importantly, regularly assess yourself. Regularly celebrate your progress. That's going to keep us motivated. That's going to keep us moving. And it's going to keep us inspired. And so I hope you all enjoyed this episode. That is it for today. And I am so thankful for your most precious gift, which is your time. If you would leave me a comment. Also, please send me an email, chat with me on socials. I'm on all socials at Flow with Joe Pod. And as always, all of those links are in the description. And anyone who I mentioned in this post today, links will also be in the description box. And if you would like to support the show, hit the Cash App, Flow with Joe TV. I greatly appreciate it. Maybe I can get some new software and equipment, to make better quality production. Shameless plug. Come on now. But if I don't do it, who else will, right? Because a lot of people don't read the show notes to see that the Cash App is there. But hey, it's there because as of now, I do this for free. So thank you all for listening. And until next time, toodles poodle.
Thank you for watching my mom's show. I see you next Monday, but hit that like and subscribe and join in that bell. And I'll see you guys later for this latest post. Monday, always a Monday. So make sure to watch my mom's channel every Monday.